SBS wishes to advise that the following program contains frank sexual discussion and images.
Romania, the sex cam capital of the world. It's telling us that there are 8,356 girls who are all online, and any one of these girls you can interact with. But behind the models are studios looking to cash in. Why are all of the chatters here men?
Because we are men also. So basically, men knows what men wants. No?
Webcam studios say that they want to be taken seriously and that this industry is perfectly legal. But following the arrest of online influencer Andrew Tate, who actually ran a webcam business here in Romania, the industry is now facing new scrutiny.
There may be a connection between human trafficking and webcamming, and we haven't looked into this problem till now.
Selena is 27 years old. She has a bachelor's degree in agriculture, but that's not how she makes her living.
I'm gonna change my outfit and we're gonna go online and get warmed up for the night.
She's part of Romania's booming sex cam industry.
So what kind of show do you do? Does it get erotic? Yes. It's always erotic. I'm very big on teasing and giving a touch of femininity, so it definitely gets erotic. What's for dinner? It's gonna be, as usual, my ass husband.
Industry leaders claim around 40% of the global sex cam market is now based here, making this poor Eastern European country the cam girl capital of the world. So this is what you see when you log into Strip Chat, which is just one of the many different streaming platforms available. And as you can see right now, it's telling us that there are 8,356 girls who are all online. And any one of these girls you can interact with. Thanks to free adult web chat servers, Selena can interact with users all around the world and make money accepting tips.
Well, Peter, you can check tips menu. What about that?
Is there big money to be made doing this?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I guess this is the main attraction for most people that come in the industry. There are girls that probably make even $10,000 a day. So, plenty of money.
Camming can be done anywhere there's an internet connection, often at home. But in Romania, girls like Selena are increasingly managed by studios. Selena's studio is called Models for Models. It operates from a run-of-the-mill residential building in central Bucharest.
So this is the office space for the training department and for the technical support.
And how many girls are in this building right now streaming?
Right now, I guess 20.
20 girls?
Yeah.
Wow. The studio has 17 rooms across 5 floors.
So this is one of the floors. We have like 5 rooms here.
It sounds like someone's in the room right now being used.
Yeah. You can get used to this sound, trust me. Yes, it's the sound of money.
Really? So when you hear that,
It's a good sign. Yeah, it's a good sign.
Alexa says most models don't have the means or the privacy to do this at home. So studios supply everything they need. So why is there a shower in this room?
So the models basically get naked and take shower. Sexy one, of course.
In addition to private rooms, makeup and clothes, they offer training, tech support, and all the equipment needed to work online.
This is actually a VR room. You can see that camera right there. It's a virtual reality camera.
Virtual reality streaming.
Exactly. And the members can feel like the models is there with them. They pay a lot of money for that.
Most women wouldn't have that stuff at home, I'm
Of
assuming.
course, yeah. It's one of the benefits with working with a studio.
Romania is one of the poorest countries in the European Union. With low wages and few job opportunities, Alexis says finding fresh young models is not difficult.
Te dormeți era de mine, ce drăguț, măi. Ce recomand pentru îmbogățire rapidă? Să te apuci să fii model de chat.
Today, she's recruiting on TikTok.
Majoritatea fetelor, spre surprinderea lumii, sunt femei cu facultate, sunt femei cu master, femei cu doctorate, sunt femei care au foarte multe diplome, poate care chiar au încercat alte joburi, dar nu au fost mulțumite de banii pe care i-au făcut acolo și acum au încercat să vadă o nouă industrie, să vadă dacă reușesc să facă bani din industria asta.
She says half of the studio's models are new and have come via the social media app.
Bună, Roberto! Așa că, bineînțeles, este un job cât se poate de legal și dacă nu era legal, nu am fi fost suficient de naive încât să trebuiască să venim aici să vorbim în fața voastră despre asta.
Why is it that you think so many people are asking, is it legal?
Plus că jobul acesta teoretic nu poți să-l scrii pe o carte de muncă. Numai pentru că nu există jobul ăsta în nomenclatura noastră, ei au impresia că nu este un job legal.
Over the past decade, Romania's cam industry has moved away from the shadowy black market to operate in the open. But the industry isn't actually recognised yet by the tax office. There's no official business code. Do you know what this car over here is advertising?
Yeah, it's promoting the video chat industry in Romania.
Have you ever been targeted by advertising, like online, or do you see it pop up in your Instagram feed?
Da, uneori sunt destul de enervante, ar trebui să recunosc asta. They're very pushy and they just target everybody. I don't know, if you're a girl, young or anything, you're gonna receive a message. Definitely.
Big studios insist that they now employ models through copyright contracts and that they do pay taxes. But every studio is slightly different. Hello.
Hello.
Liviu.
Yes.
Is that you? Yes.
Yes.
Lovely to meet you. Can I come on in?
Nice to meet you.
Liviu is second in charge of Sassy Studios.
You can do that. It's not a problem.
He doesn't wish to be interviewed, but he's agreed to let us film their most unique business idea.
Hai să nu mă văd eu așa cu geaca asta pe mine, mă uitam.
So, this is a little bit absurd to see in real life. I mean, right now there are people all around the world who think that they're communicating with these beautiful women, and in actual fact, it's a room full of men. Part IT help, part sex guru. Everyone here is known as a chatter, a third party who monitors streams and types on behalf of the cam models with the users during live sessions. While relatively common to big studios, Sassy is rare in that it exclusively employs men.
And so the obvious question, why are all of the chatters here men?
Because we are men also. So basically, men knows what men wants. No? So basically, it's much easier for them only to look good and let us to talk with other men because we know what they want.
And what is it that men want?
I don't know, I'm allowed to tell it on the camera?
Does chatting romantically or erotically come naturally to you?
Yeah, I'm a
Really?
man. I'm a man, so I do have a girlfriend, so
And so this model, have you had a long relationship with her, like chatting for her?
no,
Have you met her in person?
no,
So you've never met this woman,
no.
and yet you're chatting for her
Why
in
not?
chats.
While faking flirtatious chat with users in one screen, The chatters are also simultaneously talking to the model herself, directing her in a separate private chat.
What are you writing? What you said.
Basically, now I told her to change the position. This makes the members see that she's active, maybe make them curious what she's doing, and this way more and more members will come in her room.
So it's very much a sort of waiting game, or like fishing.
More like fishing, yes. She's not a model with experience, and she don't have a fan base or something like that. Basically, we try to pick up anything we can, and we are waiting each of them to answer.
How much money has this model made so far? She's been online for 2 hours.
Yes, and she has almost $150.
Is that a lot?
No, not at all. If you can add a zero, maybe yes.
Sassy Studios say they have clients from all over the world, including Australia, all willing to pay tips for free streams like this. But the real money comes from shifting users to private sessions. Mihai tells me what they're actually fishing for is a type of user they call whales.
They have a lot of experience. They know how to, basically is that kind of member who take the advantage. They pay, they know what they want, they know what for what they pay. So basically they are the best.
In the interaction with whales, who's dictating what happens?
Depends on the interaction, depends on each member. There can be whales who spend a lot for spoken interaction, but there are whales who are spending a lot for demands. So basically, they are the boss.
In this three-way relationship between model, chatter and whale, it's hard to know who's really in control. Would you ever say no to them?
For sure, you are not. Nobody can force you to do anything that you don't want. Even if they pay, you are free to kick them out. Your room, your rules.
What happens if a model isn't comfortable with something? What do you do?
Yeah, simple. If she don't want to do, she is free to cancel everything. We cannot force them. But in the same time, you have to think that you lose money because maybe he could spend 2,000 in a day. You have to choose.
Before leaving, Mihai makes a startling confession, admitting sometimes things can move offline.
I have a guy who I speak with him for 12 years and spend a lot of money only to take models and bring them to vacancy. He take maybe 5-6 girls, bring them in Dubai and spend them 2 weeks. I don't know what they do, but they are huge spenders. They don't care about money.
In these murky online interactions is a potential for real-world exploitation, as seen in the case of Andrew Tate.
We had the two girls on camera with a keyboard which wasn't plugged in, doing this, and then I was behind the screen talking to the dudes, saying the right things, and start dragging money out the internet. And that was kind of the beginning of the cam empire.
The self-proclaimed misogynist cast a long shadow over Romania's industry after running his own webcam business. He even boasted about his exploitative tactics on his web channel.
When I started, the girls worked for me because they loved me, right? That's the old school pimp game, isn't it? I had 75 women working for me in 4 locations. Damn. And I was doing $600,000 a month.
In 2022, he was arrested at his home in Bucharest, accused of forming a criminal group to commit human trafficking. It's alleged 7 women were sexually exploited through mental coercion and physical violence. One of the women alleges she was raped. To find out how this exploitation occurs, I'm on my way to meet a former cam girl who turned her back on the industry.
The story we are told by Big Studios is that it's one of, risk-free opportunity with big money where the girls are in control. Is that true, do you think?
I think the studio puts a lot of pressure on you, always. They always try to push your limit a little bit, either if it's about the time, like spend more time in front of the camera, either do things that you don't really want to do. Come on, you can do this because you will make so much money for it. So that's really, I think, it can be very dangerous for young girls.
Oana is 32 years old. Now a journalist, artist, and OnlyFans model, she worked for several cam studios from the age of 19. She says the very nature of studios can lead to exploitation.
The models who gain some control are the ones who work for a lot of time, and then they start to make a lot of money, so they become like stars of the studio. So then the studio lets them be more relaxed. Like, you can do whatever you want now because you're already our star and you help us make a lot of money, so they are more privileged. But the girls who just start in the industry, I don't think they have too much control. They don't have enough self-confidence, so they rely on other people to tell them what to do.
Oana worked as a trainer, instructing cam models herself. She says she regularly witnessed studio middlemen, like supervisors and fellow trainers, manipulate models into breaking their boundaries.
I had a colleague who was also a trainer. She kept saying, I don't know, subtle things that make the girl change her mind about some stuff, you know? Like, come on, you can do it. She had already 2 clients and you had none. Don't lose this one. Do whatever it takes to just not lose him.
She says the role of chatters or trainers writing on behalf of models during streams is also problematic.
The trainer already accepts what the client says, like, okay, I will do it, and then tell the girl, come on, I accepted. You cannot say, I said yes, you know, you just do it. Just do what I told him. You cannot disappoint. This is an old client, very rich. You're gonna make it big if you satisfy this one.
Oana ultimately quit camming, but only after finding out some studios were running an even darker practice. Known as meetups, it's where cam models are encouraged to meet users of cam sites in person to have sex. It's a practice many studios say they forbid, but cam girls say it's widespread. The next day, Oana introduces me to another former cam girl. We'll call Aria.
I started right on my birthday when I turned 18. I really needed the money. I was in my last year of high school, so I was still in high school. I was an actual high school student, and I really needed to make some money, some sort of way. I was independent and I had to do it. I went into the first studio I found on Google Maps on my birthday. They asked me if I can speak English, and I told them yes. There was a test, I remember, where you had to translate a few words like panties, pantyhose, and that was about it. I started the next day.
Aria started out making good money, but soon the studio began to cut into her earnings.
So in my contract, they were taking 50% by default, and you would take 50%, but they would also take 10% if you didn't reach your hours online target, or they would also take an extra 15% if you didn't reach your money target, you know, and there were months where I got about 20% of what I actually made.
Fed up, Aria tried to quit. But the studio was aware of her precarious financial situation and gave her an ultimatum.
They asked me, do you want to make money? And I said, yes, this is why I'm here. So basically the boss took a chair, sat down next to me and told me, you know, you see, it's been a year since you were here, you're young, you're full of life, you are nice, you really want to make money, I see you. You could try what your colleagues do. We arrange a meeting at a hotel near the airport. You just go one night, you come back with the money, we make half-half. He was suggesting to have sex with clients and he would take a cut because this is what my colleagues that make a lot of money actually do. It was the first time that this was revealed to me. And I was in shock and I told them, this is a boundary I do not want to cross, and I quit.
To me, that sounds like pimping. I mean, do you agree with that?
yes, it definitely felt like pimping. I mean, it was pimping by the book.
According to the latest Trafficking in Persons report by the US government, Romania is a primary source country for victims of sex trafficking in Europe. As the video chat industry looks to recruit young people, many are raising the alarm.
We have a large event organized in order to raise awareness about human trafficking, connection between human trafficking and webcamming. So we train them somehow to protect themselves, but also to identify indicators of human trafficking or indicators of webcamming exploitation.
Silvia Tabasca is a leading human trafficking lawyer who's been combating the issue in Romania for 20 years.
Din păcate, România, atunci când vorbim de trafic de persoane, stă foarte, foarte prost.
Silvia says so-called meetups in the camming industry often amount to sex trafficking.
The difference between prostitution and trafficking is the will of the person to get involved in that activity. If a person is willing to prostitute herself or himself, then there is not an issue of exploitation. But if there is any kind of coercion, emotional, financial, even threats, there we can look into this situation as a specific case of exploitation and potential human trafficking case.
Video chat-ul. Constatăm că video chat-ul este o nouă provocare în rândul tinerilor din România și este foarte greu.
Silvia has worked with prosecutors on several trafficking cases involving camming studios. Using abusive practices, the women were threatened and coerced into meeting with clients in person. In extreme cases, these women were then trafficked internationally.
We've met actually a person that was doing video chat for quite a long time, for an early age. She's amazing, pretty and very smart, and because she was very pretty, she had a lot of requests from the clients to meet them physically. She never wanted to accept that. She said, well, everything what I'm doing is online. I'm not going to meet any client physically. And they started to threaten her.
Silvia's client only agreed to work overseas after the studio threatened to share videos of her camming with her husband, who wasn't aware she was working in the industry.
She attended a party in Dubai with business persons. They paid 100,000 euro for each of them for a week to spend with them in this party, and they have to perform everything what is requested to them. One of the girls was asked to have sex with the camel, and she didn't want to perform that request, so she was very violent, beaten by the participants. She was very, very affected about that experience.
Are you worried that these types of cases are happening on a much larger scale than we currently know about?
It's clear that we have a challenge related to human trafficking in general. We cannot really understand at this moment the real dimension because we haven't looked into this phenomenon until now.
In Romania, the sex cam industry is booming. While many cam studios are legal, countless others are not. Known as ghost studios, they're often registered as different businesses, run out of nondescript apartment blocks.
So we've been scanning some popular web forums here in Romania, and we've come across several complaints from various women about companies who are accused of making false job advertisements and luring women into webcamming.
One source tells us about this company, Amazon Associates, which appears to be falsely using the popular tech company logo without its permission as a front to recruit girls into video chat. According to our source, Amazon Associates conducted interviews for PC operators at an initial office location. Successful applicants were then told to come to a second location for work. This is what the women said about the interviews and that location.
The villa was known in the neighborhood for video chat. When we started to ask inconvenient questions, they pretended they didn't know.
While our source and her friend decided to leave, she says several other girls fell for their trick.
It's there, down that street. That's it.
By searching Romania's business name register, we've tracked down one address we believe to be the headquarters of Amazon Associates.
So we're now at what we believe is the Ghost Studios location.
We're sending in an undercover journalist who will be fitted with a spy cam and posing as a cam girl interested in finding work.
So when you're in there, any opportunity to have a look around to see if this place is in any way looking like a webcam studio, that's what we want to try to capture.
As our undercover journalist speaks with the receptionist, there are names of girls with numbers that look like follow accounts on the board behind her. Xlove is also the name of a popular adult camming site, boasting more than 120,000 English-speaking models from around the world.
Prietenul de-ale mele a fost aici acum câțiva ani și mi-a spus că a avut o experiență foarte ok la interviu și, mă rog, de la asta ca un job.
She's asked to leave her contact details.
Îmi lăsați numele, numărul de telefon și o să vă sun eu la interviu.
A photo taken through an open door then reveals a room. Set up with computers and cameras, there are professional lights and roses too. We contacted Amazon Associates for a response. They provided no further comment and have now shut down their website. This industry is still growing and shows no sign of slowing. With a combination of poverty, high internet speeds, and low employment, Romania is set to remain a hothouse for unregulated sex camming.
There's no political will in Romania in order to change the legislation. It's possible that the decision makers, the politicians, they do not really understand how large the dimension of this phenomenon is in Romania.
What do you think it will take to change the webcam industry or make it a safer place? Is that possible?
I think it's possible to make it a safe place, but I think the people that have the money to open studios and to do this business are not interested in your safety, are interested in the business part of making money off of you.
What do you think of that?
Oh, I think it's horrible. I mean, I understand it as a business point of view. I totally understand it, but on the other side, it's horrible to be the model. It's amazing to be the manager.